There'll be a presentation of arguments, closing arguments, and a vote. Likely no witnesses. But first, there will be a discussion of whether the trial itself is constitutional. There was a test vote on this a couple of weeks ago. That'll be revisited tomorrow.
And on what basis are they arguing that it's not constitutional?
They're arguing that because the principal remedy of impeachment is to remove someone from office, and Donald Trump is no longer president, then in fact, why are we going through this? He's removed from office. But the Constitution isn't written that way. It says the punishment for conviction of impeachment is you are removed from office. But then Congress can also take acts to stop you from ever serving in public life again. And you can't reach that remedy until you have the trial and convict. So there are dozens of constitutional scholars who believe, yes, you can try a president who is no longer in office, and this trial is constitutional. One of the most strongest Republican lawyers has come out with a essay showing that, yes, it is constitutional, and that's what will be debated tomorrow.
And so if that's proven and it goes ahead, so we get past that argument about the process, what's the defence about what actually happened?
There are two defences that the president will mount. First, he has a First Amendment right like anybody else. He was just giving a speech. And second, that it is unconstitutional. And the House managers are loaded for bear on this. And no, you cannot incite a mob to attack the Capitol. There would not have been an attack on the Capitol unless President Trump had called for the rally. And what was the attack on the Capitol designed to do? To stop the orderly transfer of power. Now, if that is not an impeachable offense, the House managers say, what is? And many view this, historians and, again, proponents of impeachment, view this as the most grievous act against the United States by a president of the United States in American history.
It will be difficult for the Democrats to muster up the 2/3 of votes needed, right, to impeach him?
It is. Again, in the test vote on constitutionality, we saw that there were only 5 Republicans joining with the 50 Democrats, 55, 2/3 to convict, that's 67, so that 12 short. It'll be interesting to see whether other senators have been swayed by these arguments made by scholars and others on constitutionality. So if we have more than 5 senators tomorrow voting, that may show a more open mind among senators. But again, this is a process argument. And it's really an easy out if you don't want to confront Trump's wrath and his dominance of the Republican Party, which is still very much in effect.
So, Bruce, what are the stakes here for Trump, for the Democrats, the Republicans, for the US?
Trump is fighting for his legacy. I mean, he is the first president to be impeached twice, the first president where a trial is occurring after he left office. And it'll be in the first paragraph of his obituary. Not very nice. But he wants to emerge from this in as strong a position in the Republican Party and the country as possible. For the Democrats, it really is a chance to end his role, his legitimacy as a former president, and to thereby strengthen Biden and their agenda. So the parties really see themselves at a crossroads as to where they're going to go for the future.
Australia's consumer watchdog is urging holidaymakers to